We are going to study Chapter 3 of Class 7 Science, Fiber to Fabric. Clothes protect us from wind, heat, cold, rain, and other harmful substances. Today, in addition to their basic utility, we wear clothes to make ourselves presentable. Fibers such as cotton, jute, and flax are obtained from the plants, as we have studied in the previous classes. And fibers such as wool and silk are obtained from the animals. In this chapter, we are going to study about the animal fibers. Wool and silk are the fibers which are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the fleece, that is the hair of sheep, goat, yak, camel, llama, alpaca, etc. While silk is obtained from the cocoons of the silk moth. First of all, we'll study about wool. These are the animals that yield wool. These are the pictures showing those animals. Sheep, camel, llama, goat, alpaca and yak are shown here. Now we'll discuss about wool. As already I said, wool is obtained from the fleece, hair of sheep, goat, camel, yak, llama, alpaca and other animals. These animals have a thick coat of hair on their bodies because the hair traps air and air is a poor conductor, that is an insulator of heat. So the hair keeps their body warm. The most common wool is sheep wool. The hairy skin of the sheep has two types of fibers that form its fleece. First type is the coarse beard hair and the second type is the fine soft under hair close to the skin. The fine hair provides the fibers for making wool. Some breeds of sheep possess only fine under hair. Selective breeding. It is the process of selecting parents for obtaining special characters in their offspring, such as soft under hair in sheep is called selective breeding. Yak wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goats found in Jammu and Kashmir. The underfur of Kashmiri goats is soft and woven into fine shawls called Pashmina shawls. And these Pashmina shawls are very warm and very light weight. Camel hair is also used as wool. Llama and alpaca found in South America also yield wool. Wool has special properties. It is considerably resilient. It has high tensile strength and elasticity. And being a heat insulator, it traps large volume of air. It's also lightweight and can be easily dyed. Due to these properties, the woolen fabrics have ability to retain shape better than the fabrics made from other natural materials. Now we'll study how wool is obtained from fibers. For obtaining wool, sheep are reared and then their hair is cut and processed into wool. So these are the various steps for rearing and breeding of sheep. Sheep are reared in many parts of our country like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, etc. Sheep are herbivores and prefer grass and leaves. They are also fed with a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, or oil cakes. What are oil cakes? Oil cakes are the material left after taking out oil from seeds, and they are fed on minerals also. In winter, sheep are kept indoors and fed on leaves, grain and dry fodder. Some breeds of sheep have thick hair on their body which yield good quality wool in large quantities. Due to this property, they are selectively bred to get sheep of good breed. Once the reared sheep have developed a thick growth of hair, hair is shaved off for getting wool. Now we'll study about the various steps how fibers are processed into wool. That is processing fibers into wool. The processing of fibers into wool is done in 6 steps. The first step is shearing. The fleece, that is the hair of the sheep, is removed from its body along with a thin layer of skin by using machines. This process is called shearing. You must be wondering that sheep does get hurt or not while this process. No, the sheep does not get hurt. It's just simply like a process as we get our hair cut, because this upper layer of this skin which is shaved off is dead skin. The second step is scouring. The sheared skin with hair is washed in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. This process is called scouring. Scouring is done by manual process also in tanks and by machines also. Nowadays mostly scouring is done by machines. Then the third process is sorting. The hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated. This process is called sorting. Then in the next step, the small fluffy fibers called burrs are separated from the hair and again washed and dried. Then the fibers are dyed in different colors. You know that wool we use is found in different colors, so this is because of dyeing them. The fibers are then straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters and the shorter fibers are spun and woven into woolen cloth. In this picture, you can see the various steps. Shearing a sheep is shown here. Scouring in tanks is also shown here, and scouring by machines is also shown here, and then rolling into yarn. In the second picture also, you can see that sheep is being sheared, hair is being cut, and sheep shearing machine is also shown here. And in the industries, the wool is on making. This process is shown here. In this picture, we can see the wool, the yarns and the woolen cloths made from them. Now we'll study about silk. Silk is another animal fiber. Silk is obtained from silkworms. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. We'll study about the life history of silk moth, how we get silk and what is the life history of silk moth. The female silk moth lays eggs from which hatch larvae which are called caterpillars or silkworms. The larva feeds on mulberry leaves and grows in size. Then the caterpillar secretes fiber which is made up of a protein, and it hardens on exposure to air, and then it becomes silk fiber. Soon the caterpillar completely covers itself by silk fibers and turns into pupa. This covering is known as cocoon. The pupa then develops into a young silk moth inside the cocoon. The silk yarn, that is the thread, is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. There is a variety of silk moths which look very different from one another, and the silk yarn obtained from them is different in texture. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. In this picture, we can see the male and female silk moths. Adult silk moths are shown here. Then eggs on mulberry leaves are shown. Silkworm, cocoon and cocoon with developing moth. Now, this is a cycle of life history of silk moth. Adult female silk moth lays eggs on mulberry leaves. Then it changes into caterpillar. Larva hatches out from the eggs. Then cocoons are formed. Pupa and then cocoon with developing moth is shown here. Then again adult female silk moth is shown here. This shows the life history of silk moth. In this picture we can see the silkworms, the mulberry tree, larvae and cocoons. Now how we get silk from cocoons? We'll discuss this here. Silk moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk yarns, that is threads. Rearing of silkworms. A female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time, which are stored carefully on strips of cloth or paper and sold to silkworm farmers. The farmers keep the eggs at suitable temperature to warm them for hatching of larvae. They keep them in hygienic conditions and in suitable temperature. The eggs hatch into larvae called caterpillar or silkworms. The silkworms are kept in bamboo trays and feed on mulberry leaves, and slowly they grow in size. After 25 to 30 days, the silkworms stop eating and begins to spin cocoons. Inside the cocoon, the silkworm develops into silk moth. Now, we'll discuss about processing of silk. A pile of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are collected and kept in sunlight or boiled or exposed to steam. Then the silk fibers separate out. Now there is a term in this process, that is reeling the silk. What is reeling the silk? The process of taking out the fibers from the cocoons is called reeling the silk. Reeling is done in special machines which unwind the fibers of silk from the cocoon. The silk fibers are then spun into silk threads, which are woven into silk cloth by weavers. In this picture, you can see the rearing of silkworms. The bamboo tray is also shown here. Eggs on mulberry leaves, caterpillars and cocoons. In the next picture, we can see how is silk being processed. Processing of silk is shown here and the ready-made silk sarees are shown here. In this picture, you can see the cocoons are placed in the bamboo trays. So, this was all about the animal fibers which we have studied in this chapter, wool and silk. Thanks.